Rob, thank you. The legacy of the Gullah Gullah community is strong here in the Lowcountry, thanks to storytellers like Ron and Natalie Days, who are known for sharing the Gullah Gullah culture with millions of people across the country with their hit Nickelodeon show, Gullah Gullah Island, filmed right here in the Lowcountry. News 2's Delilah James sat down with a couple to discuss why it is so important this culture is taught and celebrated.
Whether you are a Kamya or a Benya, if you were a kid in the 90s, you probably know a thing or two about Gullah Gullah culture, thanks to people like Ron and Natalie Days.
We've been coming a long time, coming a long time, coming a long time, oh yes.
If you can define what Gullah Gullah heritage is, what would you say, Mr. Days?
Gullah Gullah heritage is the culture that has been handed down by the West African ancestors.
The way of living, how to help one another. It play a big part.
A heritage and culture that helped shape the Lowcountry was nearly forgotten across the nation until two storytellers by the names of Natalie and Ron Days came up with an idea to make learning about important history more accessible and fun. They brought that idea to their friends who worked at Nickelodeon. A year later, the hit 90s kids show Gullah Gullah Island was created, and it was a massive success.
So wonderful. Who knew? We didn't know. And I say this, I've been saying it a lot lately because we've moved into that eldership space, you know. To live long enough to see the impact of your work, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. You know, so that the word Gullah is just like, oh yeah. Because when we first started, we would go to schools and we'd talk about Gullah culture and people would be like,
St. Helena Island is one of the main places the Days filmed in their first season of Gullah Gullah Island. It's also the hometown of Ron Days. The storytellers told me it was an area that represented what the culture of Gullah Gullah is, and the culture is still very much alive. During my visit in Beaufort County, I spoke with two restaurant owners who are both descendants of Gullah Gullah. The owners gave me a tour of their farm and told me that 99.9% of their fruits and vegetables come from this land. It's a farm that has been serving the people of St. Helena since 1865. They told me Ron and Natalie Days helped put St. Helena on the map and forged support for the local Gullah Gullah community.
A great trailblazers. They did a lot. They did a lot. I coming in from behind them, and they did a lot. And everything I can learn about what they do, I want to empower it and keep it going and keep it spinning.
As the Lowcountry continues to grow, the Gullah Gullah influences remain strong. Ron and Natalie Days say that's because their ancestors knew how important it was to keep their history alive, no matter how hard others tried to erase it.
Like our West African ancestors had not a thing in their hands, but they had it in their memory, and they brought it here and they passed it on. And that's what you can say for any of the immigrants who had come in. They brought this in the memory and built a culture out of memory. If you erase the memory, you basically destroy the culture. Whatever you want to call American culture, without memory, it doesn't exist. So it's important.
They say sharing that knowledge and keeping their culture alive is a guiding principle for them today, and something they hope others will learn to value as well, so the culture lives on long beyond their time.
Speak with the elders and capture their own words in their own voices.
If we keep that in we heart, we could survive. We could fight everything off, but we got to come together and we got to share knowledge.
Ron Days just released a historical novel focused on Gullah Gullah and American heritage. For more details on the book and where to purchase it, I will have a link posted on our website at count2.com. Reporting in studio, I'm Delilah James, Count on 2.
Next.